Howdy hey, I'm Kevin and I play The Binding of Isaac. I'm gonna put my mic a little bit further away, turn the gain down a touch, and see if I can project my voice a little bit better because I have been practicing and I just kind of stopped doing it for some reason. Anyways, I learned today, I don't know, I learned today that like um but what is it? Bill Gates and Melinda Gates have been divorced for over 5 years. I know it's a little bit of a late news, uh, you know, to have this realization because with all the, Epstein stuff, I'm not gonna comment too much over it. But, when I think about Bill and like Melinda Gates, I think about their foundation and I'm like, oh, they're a foundation, so they're together, right? Not the case, and has not been the case for the last like hot minute. I don't know why. I never really thought about it. I know that the whole foundation did something with like Ebola and like vaccinations. I know that their whole campaign was about like vaccinations and like educating people. Honestly, I never really looked into anything beyond that. And now I find out that they had a whole divorce settlement, and and especially with the Epstein things, it's getting pretty hot for Bill Gates. He's in hot water. I'm not gonna not gonna comment too much. It's just something new that I learned. Whether how much credibility is it to, or is he just kind of being framed in the wrong way from certain things? I don't know, and I'm surprised if you do. You know what I mean? I will draw the conclusions when there's sufficient evidence, and maybe there's not enough yet because he's not behind bars. Maybe he'll never be, as most powerful people are, but you never know. You never know. Anyways, I've had a long day. I've had a long day at work. I'm eepy. I'm pretty eepy. And I wasn't gonna record, but I shouldn't have used that here. But with I just wanted to see if I can record when I'm eepy. Ideally, I would be, really, really up for it. Yeah, I'm so stoked to record. I've been waiting for this all day or all week, and I have so much so much gas in the tank. I'm gonna yap nonstop. Not exactly feeling like that. I don't know, but even with a low banter juice, you just kind of have to see how it goes in times like this. You can't always be sure of your decisions. I feel like you got to take some chances in life. And something like starting a recording is such a safe way to test kind of your own abilities. And it's not gonna hurt anyone if it goes bad. So it's not gonna hurt nobody. If it's a bad recording, it's a bad recording. Everything is a work in progress. Just like how every day is a work in progress. Except for this case, it's that every step is recorded. And I think that's fine. Honestly, I've said this to Harry. Even if the videos are bad, I still want to be able to... The best thing about leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, is being able to look back and see where you were. It is the best kind of example or like a metaphor for it. And I really take that to heart. There is something beautiful about not being perfect from the get-go because, really who is, right? And being able to look back and say, oh, I remember when I, was putting out bad videos. And I want that to be the case because that means that, you know, by the time I say that, I'll be producing better videos. And I do want to be making out. Okay, I'll be like, hey, you know, if you're interested, I do want to be making better videos. Whew. Whew. Dude, my cat's gonna scratch the fuck out of me. Dude. What's the deal? Hey, I'm gonna make this into a segment. I have no banter juice. I have some in the tank, but those are like those are for like emergencies only. And it is not the case of emergency, so I'm not gonna break the glass quite yet. So right now when I accidentally said make out, I think I should take avenues like that as an opportunity. You know, every talking point is an opportunity as a segue, and I think that's that's one thing that I need to learn. That when I talk about something, you have to keep the chain going, and you already know if you've been watching that sometimes my talking brain just kind of comes to a screeching halt, and that's a problem. And right now I'm even working on it. You know, it's every second that my brain threatens to pull the parking brake while the car is running. Oh no, it's happening. And okay, you know what, dude, I have 11 subscribers, and I get like 2 views in a video, and it's like second most viewed video that I put out in the last 30 days. And it's like, hey, some of y'all lying. Some of y'all saying that you're a subscriber, and then some of y'all saying that you're Catholic and not showing up to Sunday service, bro. What's up with that? Like, you can't play both sides here. You don't have to. I'm not. It's okay. What's not okay is lying. Yeah, I'm a subscriber. It's like, oh, new video, every day. But then, why is the church empty, brother? I see y'all names registered. Y'all not showing up. Anyways, it's all a joke. I feel like I'm worried that I'm gonna be pinned as the guy that makes videos and demands to be watched. It's not that serious, dude. At the end of the day, it's like I want someone to watch it if they really like it, right? And again, it being a work in progress and all, I'll hopefully be able to build up something that I can show for, in about a year or so, or 2, 3. We'll see. We'll wait and see, right? What I most fear for is trying something and then wishing that I hadn't tried. That doesn't come very often in life. A lot of things in life, you try something, and then you're happy that you at least know what it's about, right? You're typically, when you eat a new food, you're never like, man, I wish I've never tried that food. I wish I never put okra in my mouth. And you tried putting okra in your mouth and you realize you hate it, and that's, you're moving forward, you take that I don't know. You take that in your pocket, and then you take that as a learning opportunity. Every day is something you could take away something from it. And speaking of okra, dude, fuck okra. Or you know what? I hate every food item that is slimy to texture. I am so of the idea that sliminess is not for consumption. It's not to be enjoyed. There are very few exceptions, and I can explain that. But things that are slimy, like okra, like natto. If you know what natto is, it's like a fermented Japanese bean thing, and it's like sticky, icky. It's like gooey, and it's like fermented. It's very pungent, way too pungent for me. So I tried it once. I was like, oh wow, that's great. I'm never gonna put this in my mouth ever again. And I see my like brother enjoying it, and I just don't understand how someone can willingly enjoy that. But you know, to each their own, I guess. There's so many other food textures that are simply more appetizing. And to say, oh, you know, I like sliminess in my mouth. I love, you know, feeling like I just ate a whole bite of a food that has clearly gone bad. And yeah, it tricks, or it triggers the part of brain that's like danger. It's not like it's not the ew. It's not the oh, I don't like the flavor. It's the what the fuck did you put it in your mouth? You have to get it out. Get it out, get it out, get it out. It's for me it is a traumatic kind of a response. It's like something is gone terribly wrong. So, you know, pull the emergency lever is essentially going on in my head. And as much as I want to like it, it's honestly beyond my control at this point, you know? Did I say yo? Reminds me of like Jesse Pinkman. Jesse Pinkman coded. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, let me think of other slimy foods. Oh, there's like, what is it? I think it's like nagaimo? Nagaimo, when it's, you know, it might be one of the vegetables that you see at Asian grocery stores, and you're like, who buys this stuff? That's how I feel with, like, what is it called? I don't know. That's how I feel with like carrot greens, or like random, I don't know, turnips. Who eats turnips these days? We're so past turnips at this point, and we're so past okra. We're so past what else? We have so many other better vegetables. We don't have to eat turnips. We don't have to eat okra. We don't have to eat natto. It's not the Japanese imperial times. We're so and I don't know. Even with the idea that everyone has their own, you know, preferences in food, it's just in the ranking of food textures, sliminess is probably like bar none the worst, simply because it's outdated. It's an outdated texture. We've worked so hard in the last years. We've developed culinarily in so many different aspects. Although there's one exception. That is, I think it is nagaimo. It's like grated yam, and by itself, it is slimy. It's like slimy, gooey. It's very dischargy. But when I was in Japan, I was eating soba noodles, and then I don't know, dude, everything's in Japanese, you know, especially in the more authentic places, and that's what I was going for. If I'm gonna have soba, I'm gonna try to eat the best, because soba being such a simple food, I wanted to try it when it's executed like well, you know, as it's meant to be. So, you know, we go to a place and we order soba, like Jacqueline and I, and it comes out with the soba and it was a tsukemen. It's like the dipping soba. There's like the soba and there's like the broth for you to dip it in. There's it comes with like other sauces, maybe like chili oil or something like that. And then it also came with a slimy bowl of grated yam. And I was like, I was immediately like, get this shit out of here. Like I don't want this around me. This thing is like, I already know that stuff like this, it ruins just any food experience, any it's a texture that brings other textures down. If I want crunchy, I want crunchy. And if I mix crunchy with slimy, it's just gonna be slimy. If I mix soft with slimy, it's gonna turn to slimy. There's no reason to mix and match this stuff, man. So I saw the bowl of slimy shit and I was like, no. But then I read you know, the one of the like tourist guide booklets, it's like how to eat soba noodles. And it's like, oh, you dip the thing, and after the noodles, so you get the noodles and then you dip it in the dipping sauce, and then after you ask for a broth, what is it, starch water that they boil the noodles in to be added to the dipping sauce. And after that, you can also put the slimy goo into the dipping broth to drink it as a dipping, slimy-ish dipping broth. And let me tell you, I was a slimy hater. I was a slime hater. But when I tried that, it adds like a hearty soup. So it became from like a thin dipping sauce to like a hearty soup. And even dipping the noodles into the dipping sauce with the slime mixed in, the sliminess of the dipping sauce, it catches onto the noodles better, because it's like thicker, it's a little more dischargy, so it catches on better. And I was like, dude, this is genius. It actually has a purpose to its sliminess rather than just to disgust me. So, you know, I gotta admit, you know, I'm sometimes wrong, and I guess that's why you travel, right? So that you can try different new experiences and new foods. And man, that was such that's probably the most memorable food that I've eaten in Japan. A simple bowl of soba noodles that comes with a slimy bowl of shit. And if you haven't tried, I definitely suggest it, especially if you're a slime hater like I was, and I still am a slime hater. Slime has no business in food. But when it actually has a purpose, and other than to gross me out, and you know, gives me like a small panic attack when I put it in my mouth, it's pretty nice, and it's pretty like I was rewarded for the risk that I took. And I like trying different foods too, you know, don't get me wrong. I think especially during traveling, if you're not trying different foods, if you're not trying new foods, like what are you doing, right? Like, that's what it's for, man. And, you know, sometimes you're adventurous, and sometimes you, I guess, you know, imagine if I didn't like it, then I would have been like, yo, all slimy foods, you should walk the plank. Slimy foods, walk the plank now. That also reminds me of eating like grilled fish on a stick. It doesn't taste great, but the vibes are immaculate. You just feel great eating it. You don't get to eat much. It's like a tiny sliver of baby mackerel or something like that. And you know, you hardly get any meat or like any fish from it, but when it's on a stick and it comes off of a binchotan charcoal, and the food stand is like inside the shop, you know that it's hot because when you're ordering, you can feel the heat. So you know that the guy taking the order is sweating from the binchotans, brother. And when you get the fish that's been grilled, and even if you can't eat much, dude, and even though it's overpriced, it's such an experience. And I'm not like my dad that's like, oh, if I'm gonna pay for food, I want a lot of food. That is like the older Asian dad mindset, which I'll probably end up developing as I become older against all my, you know, will. Unfortunately, I cannot beat, you know, the flow of time. So, hold on. You know what? That's fine. I'm sure that when I get older, I'll be like, oh, why is this grilled fish so small? I paid $6 for this. I should get a bigger piece of fish. And I know that if my dad was here, that's what he would say. And that's why he loves Chinese buffets, and he does not like Japanese foods or something, or foods that are more carefully made. My dad just like, it's like, oh, you know, Dad, it's Christmas. What would you like to eat? The same Chinese food that we've been eating for every Christmas for the last 10 years. Order it. I was like, yeah, okay. Because, as I live my life in Vancouver, Vancouver is such an amazing place for good food. And it is tragic that my dad is like, Chinese food, Korean food, and he does not care. He has such a picky palate, and he's like, dude, like, if I'm gonna pay for food, I better get food first and foremost. And I found so many cool restaurants, and then I can't bring my dad to them because I already know that he's not gonna care. There's my favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant is Savio Volpe in Vancouver. I have tried many different restaurants in Canada, you know, thanks to Jacqueline. And Savio Volpe remains probably the best overall. And I think Jacqueline would agree with me on that. And she has, you know, been to more restaurants than I have. So if you don't trust me, then I hope that you can at least trust her, because she is a bit of a restaurateur herself. And maybe she wouldn't agree. But she's eaten a lot of good food, and that is the best restaurant that I have been to, and the best restaurant that she's been to. And I so wish that I could share it with my parents. Maybe my mom would like it, but my dad would be like, is this, what is this, Italian food? Why would you bring me here? Like, but dad, this is a great restaurant. Like, even just the bread, the focaccia, and the olive oil, and the vinaigrette. It's immaculate. My dad would be like, it's bread. I don't think he would understand that, like, the olive oil is so virgin, bro. I don't think he cares how virgin the olive oil is. I don't know. It is such a it's such a waste. Because being away from Vancouver, so many things, so many good memories are tied to good food, because it's and like a lot of date spots just happen to be just good food too, because that's what Vancouver offers. Asian food, other or non-Asian food, I don't know, white people food, black people food. I don't know how good black people food are. I don't know, I've been to like one. I've oh wait, this could be crazy. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I've been to one like Ethiopian restaurant, and actually my friend and we were bored one day. We were hanging out, so we were like, yo, we should hit up a local Ethiopian place, because we had no clue what that cuisine is like. So, feeling a little adventurous. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we look up Ethiopian place, and we go there, and then we have the best jerk chicken, rice, and plantain. Dude, they have it figured out. And this is a crazy interaction. And I don't know, they had so many customers. I didn't know that, and none of them were Asian, of course, because what kind of Asian would go around? Oh yeah, you want to go to local Ethiopian spot like we usually do? Like, no Asian person does that. But I'm glad that I did, because it's. And this wasn't in Vancouver, I guess. This was in Surrey. But my point still stands. Try new foods, and if you want to go on good dates, go to just like the best restaurants in town. Unless you're trying to date my dad. In which case, you probably have the best bet in Chinese buffets. If I'm being honest. Oops. But if you're trying to date my dad, I feel like we have if you're gonna be my stepdad, I honestly don't know what it's like to have a stepdad. It's not a stepdad. It's a dad that it's a dad that stepped up, or whatever the kids say. Which I don't believe for a second. Honestly, I don't care. I just hope that you make my dad happy. He's a picky man though, so be careful. Oh my god, this fight is never ending. I'd imagine having a stepdad is like having a new bigger brother. Oh Jesus. Or maybe that's a completely wrong approach. I don't know, I've never had a stepdad. Nice. Okay, this is something. And honestly, if you're dating my dad, I feel like you have bigger fish to fry than worrying about his food pickiness. I feel like dude, he used to beat the shit out of me. Oh fuck. No, I'm kidding. He didn't. Why is my tears so low? What the hell is going on here? Yeah, he used to. No, okay. You know, more so, I want to pivot this to, instead of accusing my dad of child abuse, I used to commit child abuse. How about that? I used to beat the shit out of my brother. Dude, I had anger issues when I was a kid. Oh my god. I don't know why. I never knew why. I guess it was the hormone, the surge of hormones in my veins that just, something about it just gets a kid hyper aggro. And I was not spared from it. I beat the hell out of him. I don't know why. I remember hitting my younger brother, and he's like, "Why'd you hit me?" And I didn't have an answer. I smacked the shit out of him. And he's like crying. He's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Dude, testosterone will do that to you. Don't take that shit willingly. Unless you really need it. Unless you have low T, in that case, do what you need. Just do what your doctor says. But if you... Dude, that thing, like... That thing ruined my brother's life. It didn't ruin mine. I was fine. Dude, I was having a great time, probably. Honestly, take it, I guess you're trying to have a good time. But I cannot say the same if you're trying to, maintain relationship with your loved ones. Ooh. That's a different story. For that, you gotta take estrogen or something. For testosterone is for your happiness. Estrogen is for everyone else around you. Imagine if that was easy, though. Imagine if that's how really that works. Ah, man. I remember. But, dude, oh my gosh, dude, I just don't have the damage to put the fires out. I had anger issues as a kid. I don't know why, but I guess this was around the time where I was beating my brother for no reason. So I guess the reason is that... I guess the reason was, puberty. I guess that's a good enough reason. And I was an angry kid. And I don't know why, but every time I got in the car and I was upset about something, I would think about throwing my iPhone 4 out the window. And dude, iPhone 4 was a crazy new model. I remember my dad was like, "You're getting an iPhone 4." And I was like, really? An iPhone? Wow. An iPhone? Wow. That was my first iPhone and the last iPhone. But man, that was cool. And I thought about throwing that bitch out the window whenever I got angry. And I don't know why I was angry, but I was an angry kid. I just wanted to throw things out the window. I'll be in the car. I'll be in the back seat, kicking my legs. I guess my dad would say something, and I guess I got upset. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw my shit out the window. And I'm glad that that's a little bit different now. I'm glad that now I'm probably the most calm person that I know. But I guess I had a mountain to climb before I reached enlightenment. I would never hurt anyone. No, actually no. I got into a fight. I got into 2 fights or something like that. Nothing crazy. So it was during middle school. I was in a fight in middle school. I was playing basketball. It was outdoor basketball court. And I guess we were beefing. Who knows what we were beefing about? We were beefing. We were not getting along. And it was just me, him, and some other dude. I don't know any of these characters' names. But we were like, oh, do you want to fight? And I was like, yeah, let's fight. And there was another third dude that was older, and he was like, yeah, you guys should fight. And I was like, okay. You don't. When you're a kid in middle school, you cannot back down from a fight without it turning into, I don't know, like a source of embarrassment. So you have your pride on the line. So of course I had to agree to, the duel. And I don't think that this is where the story gets a little stale. So he was like, oh, do you want to fight? And I was like, yeah, let's fight. And the third guy was like, yeah, you guys should fight. And then we were like, kind of like, bouncing around, like, I was gonna say, what is it? You're sizing each other up. I don't know why I was gonna say feeling each other up, but that was not what was happening in the basketball court. We were sizing each other up. And then I think I grabbed him, and then I did a takedown. I think I did like what did I do? I think I just like double underhooked him, and then I just kind of took him to the ground. And hey, let me tell you, 80-something% of fights end up on the ground. So I was grappling before I even knew that I liked grappling. Maybe that's why I have an affinity for it. But yeah, I took him down to the ground. It was a concrete basketball court. I had scraped my elbow. That's what I remember. And I think after that we were like, okay, let's go home. And then my dad picked me up, and I went home. I don't even know if I told him about it. I don't think I did. I think I just like put a band-aid over my elbow, and I just called it a day. I think I've been to one other fight, but I cannot remember for the life of me. And I feel like nowadays, too many adults are getting into adult fights. And my god, is that just not a good place to be in life. I'm never gonna kill this boss, by the way. If you're having adult fights, like bars, or, over a girl, or over, I don't know, a Pokemon card, like, dude, there are bigger fish to fry, my brother. You cannot be having fights when you're an adult. Unless it's like a squatter. There's a squatter living in your house. I think you should be able to beat the shit out of them, regardless of your testosterone levels. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is tragic. Look at my stats. Look at my stats. Look at my stats. That's right. Don't bring me back here, you son of a bitch. No. Oh my god. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. I want to go home. Anyways, I was a fierce ass kid. Do not mess. Don't mess with a young Kevin. I can't believe we knew this devil card. No, that's not a devil card. Well, I guess we're balling. You know what?
Soul of Apollyon.
Oh Jesus, man. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why that. Oh fuck. Soul of Apollyon. I don't know. I'm so glad that I turned out okay. Or maybe I didn't. But who are you to say that? I think I turned out just fine. I think I did need to have an angry childhood to be a sane adult, and if that's what it takes, we take those. And I guess my takeaway was that I should, maybe that's why I like grappling. Because as a small, as a fun-sized individual, it is very advantageous to hit them with the earth. Because, dude, how are you gonna be, how are you gonna beat the earth? And I do like watching a lot of fight videos. Ooh, yeah. I love watching fighting videos. What is it? r/fight porn? Don't yeah, r/fight porn. I don't know why it feels like I'm saying fart porn. But that's a different subreddit that you look up afterwards. That's when you want a separate sort of enjoyment. And I forget there's other subreddits that's like fight videos or something like that. Dude, I have a sick obsession with videos of people fighting. Whether it's like classy fights, whether it's like tournament fights. Not necessarily UFC though. I want to see uneducated people fighting. I don't want to see UFC people that are like, yeah, I've been training for this fighting championship for the past 3 months. I've been cutting for the, like, whatever. Like, I don't want to see people that know how to fight. I want to see people that don't know how to fight try to fight, because something about people that don't know how to fight, something gravitates them towards fighting. And seeing them like flounder like a fish and, you know, throw hands like they've never seen their own hands or their own capabilities, it's incredibly entertaining. It's like I have other like morbid curiosities, I call them. They're not always necessarily morbid. It's just like guilty pleasures, rather. I'm not gonna tell my, coworkers that I like watching people fight, or watching like, grown adults fight over Lego or Pokemon cards. But man, are those entertaining? All coin and key spawns with the thing or the thing. Okay, no. We're not taking that. How are we struggling this much though? Honestly, if this helps us win, that's kind of what matters at the end of the day. And hey, look how well I'm doing without following a docket or dipping into my emergency docket list. Honestly, I kind of did, but I bet you didn't even notice. Shit was natural. It's all naturals here, baby. And dude, you don't want to see me get angry. Never make an introvert angry. That's when you know you fucked up. Remember those like cringe posts? Ooh.
2 of hearts.
It's like the posts that go like when the quiet guy speaks, you listen. I don't know who made those. I guess it's the quiet kids that were getting bullied. Ah, I should not have taken that there.
The tower.
I'm never gonna kill this boss. We're gonna be here a while. Why is my range so low? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, this is when the gas tank kind of runs dry. It's on, you know, yeah, that bitch on E, bro. My banter juice is yeah, that shit on E. But I do get some energy from recording, that is what I'm realizing. I was exhausted before this. And for me to record and feel pretty good, I have my appetite back. I have, dude, this is when, no, I'm not gonna make too edgy of jokes. I shouldn't let it get all to my head. This is dangerous for me. This is dangerous territory where I say too much, and I would hate to get to that point. I gotta play my cards well. Just because I'm doing well with my banters and my gameplay, it doesn't mean that I should let things get out of hand. Oh my god, dude, why are they all quality 1? I'm tired, boss. What even is going on? Nice madness. No, it's not even worth it, dude. Just kill me. Honestly, I don't mind losing. Just get me out, dude. I lied. I care about this a lot. But yeah. This is like my livelihood now. Dude, I've seen people at like thousands of win streaks. But I know that if I lost my 20-something win streak, I would push everyone off the plank and then walk the plank, if you if you catch my drift. Dude, I've been pirate speaking in my own head. That's when you know like shit is rough. That's like when my brain is looking for any sort of like enjoyment. In my brain is like yarg. I'm addressing my Discord group, ahoy mateys. Maybe I need help. Maybe I should be instead like angry and like beat the shit out of Harry. Watch out, Harry. I'm coming for you. Oh jeez, I've done. Yeah, this is like where things end. And honestly, you've had a good run. Unless like something drastically good happens. That's something. We love luck ups. Oh Jesus, man. Ooh, yes, go my shadows. And because I've been like looking at other Binding of Isaac streamers just to scope out the competition, it's been... Ooh. Okay. Alrighty. And my YouTube has been kind of like... My YouTube algorithm has been infected with... with newer, smaller content creators. And dog, They're doing a great job. I hope that they continue making their videos, and I hope that I continue making their videos. Continue making their videos. I hope that I continue making my videos too. I'm just trying not to throw unnecessary shade at those who do not deserve it. I do not want to cast first stone. You know what I mean? Dude, I don't know why I've been making so many biblical references. Maybe it's the game. Maybe the game turns me like... I know the game turns me gay, but does the game turn me Christian? Edmund did not make that clear, and honestly, I'm more concerned about that. Oh my god, dude. I'm not worried about turning gay, dude. That thing's normal. That thing's built into like the human genome or something. Being Christian is unfortunately like not the same. Oh come on, dog. And you know, the argument is also that you see other animals with homosexual behaviors. And that is true. You just don't see other animals with Christian behavior. That's when like shit gets real. Well, it doesn't change anything right now. So let's hold off on that. I should have so picked up that last heart. I'm gonna try not to get hit here. Yeah. Do me... I don't know. I've not turned gay yet in this game. I have so many hours into it. And if you don't know, there is a joke that Binding of Isaac turns you gay. Like, why do you think I'm playing the game? This is like the... This is the anti-gay camp in that case. Or not the anti, this is the anti like straight camp. You know how like gay kids with straight parents that are very conservative would be like, yeah, my parents are sending me to a straight camp or whatever it's called. It's like a conversion therapy thing. I feel like for the straight kid with gay parents that comes out as straight, and then the parents are like, oh no, not my son. And they send their kid to Binding of Isaac camp. And they just come out absolutely gay. Unfathomably gay. Oh, I wish I picked up that dead cat now. No, don't give me that shit. Oh no, it's okay. I have to go here anyways. The biblical levels of gay. Ow, 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 owie, owie. Whoa. Oh, darn it. I don't know. I don't know. Am I gonna win this run? What do you think? Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, did I get... I got hit, didn't I? That's okay. We take 9 lives. Death does not help us here. I'll use it though. Does not help us there either. That's okay. Oh Jesus. What? Oh. Oh, the treachery. Every single person is... Dude, that song is stuck in my head. It is Jerma singing the openers for Arcane. No one gets it except like Harry, but man. But yeah, I've been watching Germa clips. Germa is like, think of it. I guess I'm speaking this for Jacqueline. Germa is essentially, think of him like, it's like Wubby type, Wubby-esque in humor. A little bit of a wild card though, so a little bit more like Joker, a little bit more Joker of a character. And I mean that as like the Joker, as in the why so serious Joker, not a clown Joker. Something about him just like feels unreal. As in like he's like a he talks and behaves like a character in a show. Reminds me of like the Truman Show, almost. Something about him just like seems very uncanny. It's how he looks, how he talks, how he moves. Okay, let me I should try to beat the boss. Because we're at the last leg of this terribly long journey. You know, honestly, while I'm gonna do this. This isn't for me. This isn't for you. This is for me, bitch. Oh god. This fight is way too long, dude. I'm gonna have a hyperventilation episode. Dude, speaking of... I don't know if I should watch The Pit. Everyone's like, yeah, The Pit is such a good show. Or like, it's such an interesting show. Especially for healthcare professionals. But man, I don't want to feel like I'm at work when I'm watching TV. I want to watch Full Metal Alchemist so that I can feel like an alchemist, dude. Dude, I'm literally Edward Elric. Okay, get him. Oh yeah, it's Curtin's brother. Eat that. Eat this. See ya. Man, what a long run. What a long run. What did I even talk about? I don't know. At the end of my episodes, that's what I think about. What did I think? What did I talk about? Can't remember. But that's how you beat the Binding of Isaac. Thanks for watching. See ya.